Dear learners, I hope you must be enjoying the learnings which we are having in our course of marketing, the art and science of marketing from basics to breakthrough. We are dealing with the module 5, which is talking about the customer buying behavior and the customer value proposition. So, in the lecture 3, we will try to understand the customer brand loyalty or the possibilities related with the loyalty dimensions. So, the title of our lecture is Building and Measuring the Customer Loyalty. I, Dr. Asutosh Mohan, Associate Professor at Institute of Management Studies, PHU, Banaras Hindu University, would welcome you again to the happy learning session and building loyalty by understanding the loyalty. So, it may be a session where we will try to have a kind of affinity and affection to understand why we are having that kind of affinity or affection with certain brands, with certain offers, and accordingly we try to move further to understand the different other details related with relationship. So, what's the learning objective of the session? We start with defining the customer loyalty and strategic value. Then we discuss the different types of loyalty possible, and we identify the key drivers of loyalty and its application of loyalty with different loyalty measurement tools, which may give a very clear idea what actually or how actually we identify who are our loyal customer and who are our not loyal customers. So, what is customer loyalty? This is one very basic question which anyone can think of. Don't you think the customer's willingness to repeatedly purchase from a brand over alternative? Remember this term A, from a brand, one single brand, and you keep on purchasing the same brand again and again without thinking to shift, to change your brand choice. This is what loyalty is. This is what brand is actually builded a trust in your mind, an experience in your mind, and you don't want to change. So, loyalty is actually equals to retention plus advocacy. You are not only going with the same choice set again and again, but you develop a kind of belongingness with the brand that you keep on advocating. Advocating means you keep on propagating the positive words. You are actually spreading the positive word of mouth because you have a very clear line of affection developed with certain offer or a certain brand. That's what loyalty we need to understand. So, there are four different types of loyalty. One is cognitive loyalty, other is affective loyalty, then we are having cognitive loyalty, and finally we are having the action loyalty. Now, what are these four different types of loyalty? Cognitive loyalty. Cognitive loyalty means whatever we understand by evaluating or by making a kind of perception in our mind, what we expected and what we get. And accordingly, we try to evaluate all possible alternatives and find out the best one. If our mind supports any particular brand where expectations are more, where the perceived value is more than expectation, then it's a kind of cognitive loyalty. Whenever we find a kind of liking from a brand based on cumulative satisfying uses or occasions, it means certain element of heart, certain evaluation by your heart is there where you keep on getting a good propositions to go for, and accordingly you develop a kind of liking. This is what affective loyalty is. Cognitive loyalty, you are committed to rebuy. Your cognitive acceptance of a brand, your emotional attachment as an affective loyalty will reflect into cognitive loyalty where you are committed to purchase a brand. This is what cognitive loyalty is. Now, what is action loyalty? Action loyalty means you are exhibiting consistent repurchase behavior. Consistent repurchase behavior means you don't want to shift every time you are purchasing the same brand. And if you are purchasing the same brand, that reflects in your action, that reflects in your every time, or that reflects in your overall purchase decisions. Now comes to the next point. What makes loyal customer more profitable? It may be a natural question in our mind. Every time we are talking about loyalty, we are talking about customer retention, we are talking about customer satisfaction. But why? Why we want to retain? Why we want to make loyal customer? Just try to understand very scientifically the rationale behind all these particular factors. A loyal customer is more profitable. Why is it so? Because he or she tend to spend more as a relationship develops. Even marketer feel less to serve the cost factor, because every time they need not to lure the customer to purchase the brand. Recommending the new customer, that's a big potential which organization can leverage by making the loyal customers. And trust which you are building as an organization with your customer, with loyalty proposition intact, then you may pay the regular price. You may not feel cheated even if you are not getting certain kind of discounts. So you may be ready to pay premium price. That's also possibility. And that's a very beautiful proposition as explained in the next slide. Just see, it's a 5 different colors to represent the 5 different possibilities to earn profit. So green color is representing the base profit. And just see, in the initial when the product is launched, base profit is negative. There is no possibility to earn profit from the beginning. But when you achieve the profit positive, it remains a kind of constant over a period of time. So base profit doesn't have any influence through loyalty. It remains constant. But the yellow color, the profit from increased uses. So if you become a loyal customer to any organization, your frequency of use will increase. And that is why we are finding this is increasing. This is increasing over a period of time. Similarly, profit from reduced operational cost. What is this? Profit from reduced operational cost, because you are making less expenditure to inform, you are making less expenditure to attract. The person being a loyal to your organization comes again and again. So your chances of earning profit again increases manifold over a period of time. Now just see the another beauty. The profit from references represented by blue blocks. This is continuously increasing. It's not present in the initial stages, but when it starts, when you have a feeling of belongingness, you start spreading the positive word of mouth, then you start spreading it in a wide manner. And over a period of time, you keep on spreading the good words for the organization. That's what profit from references are increasing. And the last one, profit from price premium. Now many may question why this is thicker than this. It's possible. That's what we discussed earlier. If you are a loyal customer, and even if your organization is charging a little bit premium to serve you as per your personalized requirement, will you mind to pay a little extra? I don't think so. Why is it so? Because the customer is loyal due to a very beautiful understanding of the organization, of customers or consumers' needs and wants. And if the organization is capable to deliver a superior value in a personalized manner with little bit of extra price, because you understand the organization and organization also understands you. So, in those proposition you will find, even if you are charging little extra, people are ready to pay. Little difficult to exemplify, but it's happening in different service sectors where convenience matters a lot, where comfort and reliability matters a lot, where your trust on the service provider matters a lot. So just think about a beauty service, a beauty salon. If beauty salon owner or the service provider understand your skin tone and you are very comfortable psychologically that this beautician may change my outlook positively, will you not pay little extra? You will not mind to pay little extra, and you keep on visiting that beauty salon again and again. That's a fact and that's a reality. Now, if we try to trace the customer satisfaction and loyalty on two parameters, say on y-axis we are having loyalty and retention, on x-axis we are having 5 possibility: dissatisfied, very dissatisfied, then dissatisfied, neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, satisfied and very much satisfied. Now, up to the 3 point or 3.5 point, just see the purple color, that is called zone of defection. It means if customer is neither satisfied nor dissatisfied or little bit moving toward the satisfied form, but still there is propensity, there is possibility that customer will move to any other offer if there are good offers available at the marketplace. And just think about this proposition when customer is very dissatisfied and having no loyalty. So this may be a proposition where a terror, a kind of misbehavior of customer we may witness in this scenario. So this scenario is a very problematic proposition, problem area. This star looks like a star, but it's a problem star. So zone of defection, where the possibility of changing, switchings are possible. Then we have zone of indifference. Zone of indifference where we are seeing a possibility whether the customer is neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, may be leading towards certain kind of element, and this zone of indifference comes up to this point, or it is representing up to this level where loyalty is relatively establishing, but your satisfaction level is not moving naturally towards the higher side. When we reach the affection, just see when your loyalty touches the mark of 80 and your satisfaction touching the mark of 4.5 or more, then it is a zone of affection where you develop a kind of feeling, a kind of belongingness, and accordingly you become an ambassador for the organization. That is what Apostle is talking about. That is again a shining star. It's a trouble star, it's a shining star where the customer is very satisfied, having a full loyalty exhibit by them, and they are spreading such a wonderful word of mouth. They are spreading, they are advocating, and they are simply becoming an ambassador of the organization. Good. It's really amazing fact. If any organization is able to build this kind of customer base where the customers are ambassadors, don't you think how beautifully it can be leveraged by the organization? How beautifully it can manage the entire show at the marketplace? And if anyone is able to achieve this position where the full satisfaction with a dedicated kind of loyalty or relationship, enjoy the moment. That's what I can say for the organization. That's what I can say even for consumers, where they will have all possibility to be served in a best possible manner by the organization. This is a fact, and this is what we need to understand, the relationship between the loyalty and satisfaction. There is one wheel of loyalty which also talks about three different possibilities or three different steps. Why it is wheel? Because every organization need to take these steps again and again in a cyclic manner to create and maintain the loyalty of customers. How can they create and maintain? Build a foundation for loyalty. First thing is building a foundation for loyalty. How can you build a foundation? By segmenting the market, by targeting the market, by delivering as per promise, by positioning that distinctive image. So, STP strategy, your marketing mix strategy through which you are catering to the marketplace, that is basically a building block or foundation for the loyalty. Now, how will you create the loyalty bonds? Loyalty bonds, that is the second step. You build high level of bond, give certain kind of rewards, certain kind of incentives, recognize the customer who is coming again and again with certain incentives. That is what creating a loyalty bond is. Now, this loyalty bond creation also leading towards a third step where you need to reduce the churn drivers. Churn drivers means you are simply trying to reduce the switching possibility. How can you do? Just try to work on the feedbacks, run the churn diagnostic, why people are dissatisfied, why customers are rather to say dissatisfied, what are the key factors where the customers are thinking to switch to any other brand or offer, how I can make this switching cost a real problematic proposition, not to say problematic, but real difficult situation where the customer may have a kind of sensing, a kind of understanding that switching is not easy. So, how effectively we are recovering the challenge of dissatisfaction, that is also creating a kind of loyalty, which we discussed in our last class when I talked about the service recovery paradox. So, if you are recovering beautifully, then you are creating an opportunity to be more satisfied or creating a more satisfying experience to your customer rather in providing a flawless service. So, that is what paradox is. So, all these are possible, all these are enabled through different efforts of frontline, the account manager, different membership program, different CRM system, all these are actually enabling to create this wheel of loyalty where we are building, where we are providing base, then building the loyalty, then doing the churn analysis, the switching analysis, so that we can work, rework and provide a superior kind of experience and create a position where customers are bound to remain with us rather than moving to any other player at the marketplace. So, customer loyalty ladder, that is again one beautiful proposition where we are finding the different stages of customers moving. They start with prospect, then they become the customer, then they become the client, then they become the supporter, then advocate and finally partner. What does it represent? You start with a prospective individual to purchase the product in future. You purchase the product and feel satisfied. You become a customer, a satisfied customer. If you feel satisfied again and again as a client, then you feel a kind of support, a kind of affection develop for the organization. And the support which you are providing to the organization also recognized by the organization, and they are treating you in certain better possible manner, recognizing your importance. You become an advocate of the organization, means you are spreading as much as possible the positive word of mouth. That is what advocacy is. But it's not ending at this point. This advocacy is further moving when you become a partner. What exactly the feeling of partner? Feeling of partner means now you are feeling your fortune as consumer is aligning with the fortune of organization. So when organization is growing, you feel happy because you feel you are also growing. If organization is not doing well, you also feel bad. You also feel bad that you are not able to support the organization. This is a feeling of partnership. This is a feeling of co-creation of value. This is a feeling where the consumer or customer become a part of creating value in close collaboration with the organization. This is what partnership is required. And this kind of customer provide a very valuable input, and they may be the part of different new initiative by the organization. Organization keep on asking the opinion, keep on asking their help in creating, co-creating more and more value in better and better, maybe in the best possible manner. So how can we measure the loyalty? There are certain tools to measure the loyalty. We may have customer effort scores, we may have net promoter score, we may have customer retention rates, easy to calculate, and we may have customer lifetime value. Here I just want to expose you with some of the tool. Customer lifetime value we will talk later in our lecture 4 or 5 when we discuss the customer relationship management. Let's take one by one. Customer effort score, what exactly this is? This makes us understand how much effort a customer had to put into what they want during their interaction with the brand. So when you try to measure the scale or satisfaction level, just see if it is measured on 10, then up to 6 point it's a dissatisfied. 7, 8 might be neutral, and 9, 10 is a satisfied. So who will be your promoters? So if you promoters minus your detractors, you will come to know about your score. Suppose you are conducting a survey of 100 people. You are conducting a survey of 100 people. Out of this 100, you are finding the 60 belong to this category, 10 belong to this category, and 30 belong to this category. Out of 100 customer survey, you are identifying this proposition. So what will be your score? Your score will be simply 60, these are your satisfied, those are promoter, and minus detractors, suppose it is 30, so your net or customer efforts score will be 30. We are not going with this because they are neither satisfied nor dissatisfied. So this will be your customer efforts score. Net promoter score is similar to the customer effort score, where we talk two different possibility. In the customer effort score, we talked about the possibility of efforts made by the customer and the organization, or better to be recognized by the customer, the efforts of the organization. Here when we talk about net promoter score, we are again talking in terms of customer possibility to suggest your brand, customer possibility to suggest your product or service to people they know, they are actually promoting. And how they can do the same? They are again in the same manner. This chunk of customer is only going to promote the product. This is maybe, may not be, and this is never ever. So this again comes out to with very simple formula: NPS, net promoter score, equals to percentage of promoters minus percentage of detractors. With this understanding, I would like to conclude with a small summary. Loyalty equals to trust plus consistency plus engagement. What does it mean? You have to build the trust and you need to perform consistently over a period of time without any flaw in your effort or in your delivery. And if you are building trust, delivering it consistently to create a situation where customer is bound to engage with your offer, definitely you are building loyalty. Don't you think so? That's the fact, and that's the fact which organization need to recognize. Now, remember, when I talk about loyalty, it's not a theoretical or philosophical thing. It can be measured, and we discussed how it can be measured with two different possibilities, whether it's NPS or customer effort score. So it's measurable. And finally, remember, data plus emotion. That is what sustainable loyalty. Data means science. That is what the topic or the title of our course. Emotion is art. How you are combining science with art to create a sustainable loyalty, that's what need to be a good marketer's characteristic. With this, I am giving you certain kind of engagement and the possibility of further reading. Simply try to remember the last time a brand made you feel special. Just recall your experience. Did you ever witness, did you ever experience when a brand created a special kind of feeling in you and you simply enjoyed, you simply cherished, and you simply able to recall that experience? If you have, you must be a lucky customer. You must be a loyal customer to that organization. And that's the reality which we need to understand. If company is able to create a cherished moment, if company is able to create a memory in our mind, don't you think company is successful in terms of creating loyalty towards the brand? If you have further interest, you may go for reading the McKinsey report, which talks about personalization and loyalty in digital era, which talks about the changing environmental dynamics and how organization can build this loyalty dimension altogether in digital era. Thanks for your effort, thanks for your time, thanks for your energy, and I hope and I wish we keep on learning together in our next session of module 5, where we try to understand the customer relationship management in detail. Thanks again. Keep learning and remain happy. Thank you.